on, y'all? What's going on? Let me call through some follow-ups real quick. Nothing crazy. Something similar to yesterday is what I'm expecting. A little, 10, 15 dials, looking to connect with at least a couple people, seeing what they're looking like, what the timeline's looking like. Man, I kid you not. It is 65 degrees outside. And I swear they still got air pumping it outside. Walk into this, I got a fucking ice box. See if that app was working again. I swear it lets me dial like 5, 6 numbers every time, and then it just like poops out on me. Kind of annoying because it's one of my favorites of the follow-up apps that I use. It's called Phoner. It's one of my favorite ones because it kind of allows you to track your usage. So it shows you like your talk time or like, how many minutes you've dialed, how many texts you've sent, how many, on a day-to-day basis. So you can see like, oh, on Monday I killed it, but like kind of fell off on Wednesday or whatever the case is. It records your phone calls right there too, in case you want to re-listen to it. Pretty sure it does, at least. I remember seeing the option. But like I'm also on the free version, so I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of like I don't know, whatever. Auto renews February 18th. Record phone call, turn on to record. Yeah, so you can record it. Anyways, start calling through here. And it has speaker. For some reason, the other one got rid of the speaker function. I don't know what that was all about.
Please leave your message for 7.
I went straight to voicemail. Try it one more time.
Please leave your message.
Same thing. 2 attempts. Straight to voicemail both times. Might fix it up. Rand's about to send some voice messages. All right, sounds good. Might fix it up and rent it out, but briefly mentioned seller finance. Seems like he may just want to cash out. All right. Needs full rehab. I just comped this like a week ago, and I was saying that it makes no sense to rehab something of this size. Okay, I think I remember this is like 600 square foot building or something like that. Let's see. 576 square feet, one bed, one bath. So it's lot value for sure. Um, I said 25,000 max, thinking that buyers are probably going to come in somewhere between 30 and 45 on the high end. I think 45 is really optimistic. New construction sold for 285. This is smaller lot. New construction sold for 250. Same size lot. That was back in 2019 though. That one sold 5K. Okay, here we go. Square foot vacant corner lot, build ready, sold for 80,000 about 6 months ago. But that was after 1,000+ days on market. So you think if that one sold for 80, how much of a discount would it have needed to be for it to move quicker? Probably more like 65, 70. Because that's what I want. You know what I mean? We want to get them and move them quick. We don't want to get them to list them on market for 1,000+ days. You know what I mean? 3 years. Uh, so if that one was listed at probably, I mean, I guess it makes sense that it's sold now for that price because if it was listed at that price 3 years ago, then that was way out of the question. But still, like let's discount it to like 70 and then another five because it's, we're going to be getting it to somebody off market. So we want to pass along some type of a savings. So even probably more conservatively, we would hope to get offers at 60 if it was similar. The comps were apples to apples, but in this case, this one was build ready. It was cleared, it was leveled, it was ready to go. Probably already has utilities running to it. I'd imagine that the subject property has utilities as well, but still, the fact that that one was build ready, we're probably taking off another 10, 15 grand just for demo and getting our subject lot build ready. So now we're down to like, yeah, 45. And then assuming that, buyers aren't going to come in at their top offer right away, I'd imagine that they're going to come in somewhere around 30, 30, 35, and then work, be able to negotiate them up to 40 to 45. So I guess 45 isn't too crazy out of the question, but uh, like, yeah, that one's selling for 285. That one's selling for 285. I usually take 15%, put it at 42.75. Call it an even, yeah, 35 or 30 to demo the house and get it build ready. Yeah, I just don't. It doesn't make any more sense to go above 25. I'm just talking out loud now. I kind of already knew what the game plan was, so I just need to go ahead and dial. Hey, Ted. Hey, how's it going? This is Derek.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I believe you've been going back and forth a little bit with my partner Jared about your place over on East Avenue L. Just wanted to connect with you and see if you were still interested in possibly selling that property there.
Yes, I am, but also too, I've been having other people calling me.
Oh, okay.
And this is what I did tell him. I just said, but like right now, because I'm doing the hurricane that tornado we had yesterday. I'm helping my sister now that we had some problem with it. What happened yesterday over here
Yeah,
in Pasadena? So
yeah.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I do. But like I said, I'm just what it is. I'm trying to, like I said, everybody's been calling me about the same thing, and I'm just like, I need to find. This lady asked me yesterday, Monday. How do y'all get my number? I was curious about that.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, we kind of just use an online service. It will kick back, up to phone numbers associated, last known phone numbers associated with the property. And, sometimes we get lucky and get a hold of the actual owner. More often than not, we are unable to get a hold of the owner. So kind of grateful that we had the opportunity to connect with you and speak with you because it does sound like there is interest there. And I hear what you're saying too. You'd like to get some more information. Is there anything specific that kind of is piquing your interest that you'd like a little bit of clarification on, or?
Well, yeah, like okay, so like I said, that lady called me Monday, and I'm like, okay, and she didn't have me how to sign it. I told her I did, but I was in the process of it, like I told you. What's the name about? I'm been working on it, and now what's happening right now? My daughter, she's thinking of, well, she said her and mom are not getting along right now, and I said, well, you can come over there. But that's the thing. But I do want to sell it, and like I said, I do want to. Like I said, I need to get some more information. And as far as I talked to a friend of mine also, he told me, well, he would like to be with me. I mean, where are y'all located, first of all?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I personally am located in California. I'm kind of the phone guy, if you will. But our team is out in Houston, and we look to pick up a couple of properties every month. We're, by no means a huge company. We're kind of a mom and pop, if you will. Not even truly a company, just me and a couple of partners, and we are able to purchase the properties cash. And like I said, we do just a couple every month, so we kind of pride ourselves in being able to become a little bit more intimate with the process as opposed to just kind of treating you like any other number. You know what I mean? So if there is anything that we can assist with beyond just, paying you for your house, that's kind of where we thrive, if you will, whether it be, assisting with moving or relocation. We can get you in contact with the realtor that we work with, stuff of that nature.
Okay. And also too, I heard, like I was asking too, like when I was first of all, when I was talking to, I was talking about between 80 and 90, and then came out with 85, but that's something to go look at it, and then it came out with but like I say, right now, the way things are for me at the moment, I would like to get the best price, and I'm looking like 85, and if that sounds all right with, and then everything goes out good, I'll be okay with that. Like I tell you, people are calling me.
Yeah.
I don't have a sign for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm, that's where I'm at right now,
Yeah, of course.
I'm interested in selling it.
I'm sorry?
I am interested in selling it, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that. And taking a look, just so that I am sure that I'm looking at the right thing here, looking at 1 bed, 1 bath. Is that correct?
It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
2 beds, okay.
And it's got a storage in the back. I'm going to say it was it 16 by 20, I think, or 18 by 20? I don't remember. I didn't write it down. But I have a big storage in the back. And I was also asking him, okay, what is it y'all going to do with the house? My question. It does need a lot of work, and I'm just questioning.
Yeah, and that.
You going to knock it down or remodel it or what?
Yeah, well, that is a valid question, and that's kind of something that we would come to the conclusion of once we are able to do our due diligence on it. Get in there, get some eyes on the property, and determine whether or not it's worth dumping the money into it in order to resell it on the back end, or if it may just be more cost effective to tear it down and build something new.
Okay.
And that would kind of be something that we would be able to determine later down the road. And I'm looking at it too here. It's 576 square feet I have listed. Does that sound accurate?
Something like that. I'm not absolutely sure. Like I said, just that, honestly, I don't have all the information with me. I just got that thing. And also, too, I'm looking for the title. I don't know what's up, but I can always go to the where the title company, and they can always make me another title, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't worry about that. So that's kind of on the back end of the process. We'd be able to bring it to our title company in order to do everything on the up and up, and they'll do their own title search and pull all the deeds from the county. As long as everything was recorded properly, when you purchased it way back whenever that was, they'll be able to get a hold of that stuff just by requesting records from the county.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's no issue.
Well, like I said, I'm looking at about 85.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm super more comfortable with that. I also, like I said, I need to get, he asked me, he said they'll take care of everything, as far as closing it, opening, closing, all that other stuff, right?
Yeah, we can definitely take care of the closing costs associated with it as long as it makes sense for us. Yeah, that's definitely something that we can handle.
Yeah, that's what I need to find out too. I have a look. I have a friend, and she used to live my next door neighbor. She used to be my next door neighbor.
Okay,
But I like to visit her, and if you want to give me a call back, like I said, right now because what happened yesterday, I'm just
sure.
in passing. I'm helping my sister out with a house and over there. Okay, she got a zero over her house.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm over there going crazy.
yeah.
But you want to give me a call? Let's see. How about next week? I'm not going. I'm going through a lot of stuff right now.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I hear you. What
Mm,
what day works best for you? You know, earlier in the week, later in the week.
Oh, well, yeah. It's just right now that you caught me. I'm coming in a bad moment right now with everything going on.
Yeah, yeah.
How about during the first of the week? Next. How about like on a Monday?
Okay.
I need to get together with a friend of mine. See all I need to do and everything.
Yeah,
I'll get all my cards on the table.
yeah. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense to me. So I'll give you a ring on Monday. Does the mornings or afternoons work best for you?
Try in the morning, but you leave me a message. I don't get the phone sometimes. I'll just leave me a message, call, and then I'll try to get back with you.
Okay, sounds good. Before I let you go, I won't take any much more of your time here. I just wanted to clarify that property there. Are you currently living there?
Not right now. No, I'm working on fixing it up right now.
Okay, so it's sitting vacant currently.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. So what I'll do, I'll kind of pass along the information, see if this is enough for my underwriting team to come up with an offer. If not, we can just go ahead and reconnect on Monday. We can gather, whatever type of information they do need in order to formulate an offer for you, and then we can go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, I appreciate you taking the call, and I'll talk to you on Monday.
Yeah, leave me. If I don't answer the phone, just leave me a message. Okay?
We'll do. All right.
What's your name again?
My name is my name is Derek. Derek.
Derek what?
Wilson is my last name.
Derek Wilson?
You got it.
Okay, Derek.
All right, appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Bye. He's asking way too much. It's good, Derek. What's going on, Q? Just seen you hopped in the Discord too, Q. Appreciate that. It's not popping like it used to be, but you know what I mean. Get in there, and I'd love for it to be. I'd love for people to get in there and start talking shop. I got people in the Discord who message me separately. I'd love for if anybody has questions or wants to connect with somebody doing the business, which is everybody in there, I'd imagine, should get up in there and start some conversations, start to connect. Had a few people out in Ohio, I think, almost connect on the deal, which is pretty cool. There's only like 30 people in there. So that guy's asking way too much. He's asking Zillow. Had to support, bro. Keep it going. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that guy's asking over Zillow. His estimate's 82. He's asking 85. He said, I was getting ready to like start just really disqualifying myself, if you will, letting him know I'm not going to be the buyer. But it doesn't sound like he's too educated. It sounds like he's getting ready to get schooled by his old neighbor or whoever he wants to talk with. He wants to talk with a few people to make sure that he's doing everything correctly. That's what I was trying to reassure him. But you know what I mean? Who am I? I'm just a stranger that called him right now out of nowhere. But it's a vacant property that he wants to sell. He sounds like he's not going to do any more work to it, although he continues to say he's doing work to it. But it's a tear down. I didn't want to insult him and say straight up that it was a tear down, but it's a 576 square foot home. It's listed as 1-1. He says it's 2-1. And then you can really start when they start trying to sell you on the storage and back, like it's not adding any value. If it was like a full workshop in the back of a fully renovated home or like a additional dwelling unit in the back, now we're talking. But I'd imagine that he's just talking about like a wooden shed. Kind of schedule a follow-up call for Monday morning though, which is cool. Connected with, just gonna take notes of this. I write my notes down by hand and then just transfer it into the system after the fact. Connected with seller, asking 85K. In parentheses, I'm gonna say way too high. I got prepped to offer him 25,000 at the beginning of it. Not like, again, it would have been it would have been insulting only because he doesn't know. You know what I mean? in my opinion, I'll take another look at it, but in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense to renovate the property. Um, Asking 85 per seller, 2 beds, and not one bathroom, and a storage shed in the backyard. Um, Property is vacant, and he kept mentioning how he was fixing it up. And then I like adding little notes. Well, I'm gonna say scheduled follow-up call for Monday morning. Seller asked that I leave voicemail if he doesn't pick up. Seller took down my name and numbers, what it sounded like. Note: his daughter lives in Pasadena and was affected by the recent storm. I just like taking little notes like that. It was very clearly important to him throughout the whole phone call. He kept mentioning how he was out there and how his priorities have shifted. You know what I mean? Um, so I want to the next phone call. I'll probably ask, is everything all right with your daughter? Is everything all right out there? Um, One, because I know it'll help me kind of earn a little bit more respect or build a little bit more rapport with him and let him know that I was listening. Kind of like my little spiel about how, you know, I'm not a part of a big business. I'm not talking to like hundreds of sellers every day. I'm talking to just a few. So I want to be able to kind of take care of the ones that do have the opportunity to speak with, and I'm grateful for every person that answers the phone, to be quite honest. So partly because I'm gonna win him over slightly if I like let him know like, hey, I was listening, but also uh, because I'm interested. I do care. I'm not so cold hearted that I'm just uh, like scheming up ways to earn his trust. It's partly that, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that it's not, but I also have felt a kind of a shift in the way that I just approach the business in general, and I found that by taking a more human approach, it's only gonna improve everything. Hello? In regards to the business.
Please leave your.
And one more time. And then I anticipate this app starting to. I'm gonna figure this out. Not right now. If it does stop working, but because like I said, this app is just much better for follow-ups than the others. Allows me to put it on speaker first and foremost.
Please leave.
I'm pushing that one out a little bit. Yeah, that guy, he kept stressing too. Like, I do want to sell. I do want to sell. He seems like the type of guy who's gonna shoot for the stars, and then when it really comes down to it, as long as we're there, the right place at the right time, when he realizes like, oh, I'm only gonna get 20,000 for it. Like, all right, I guess I've gotten 5 offers in a row, all worth 20, 25 grand. I guess I'll just go with the 25 grand. maybe I can be there to make it sweet too and offer 26 or something. But you know what I mean? He seems like that type. Only because he kept stressing, like, I'm gonna sell it. I want to sell it. It's like, all right, I got you, bro. You want to sell it? All right. Okay. It says his family has 90 acres of agricultural land. And he said his cousin has some property in Hittin, so we need to get her contact. I tried looking up the county site. The same. Ready to give me his uncle's number, said he'll be able to give me the Addy. Said Tuesdays would be best to reach him. His name's Aaron. Texted that he can call back. No answer from Reggie. Aaron said he'll call me. Not really understanding what's going on with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one for you, Jared, if you're in here watching. Maria. I remember her. She mentioned working for a wholesaler at one point in time. So she was like familiar with the process. She wasn't necessarily like, I put this in the notes too. I remember she wasn't necessarily calling me out for being a wholesaler, but rather just acknowledging the fact that she like is familiar with the process and the business. For that one, call the number next to Aaron. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one for you, Jared. I'm to be quite honest, seems like a handful with the 90 acres. Although I'm interested, but it's a little outside of my wheelhouse. 832-974. Oh, I'm out here spitting off the number. Here we go. And I believe her brother or somebody lived in the property. Son used to live in the property but has moved out, which is why she's seriously considering it nowadays because it's vacant. But the son left a bunch of stuff. Kind of ashamed how it looks, which is why she doesn't intend on listing it on market. She's working with her neighbor right now, giving him first dibs to buy it. Doesn't sound like he's going to be able to come with all cash, but she would work with him to carry the note, getting other offers, but doesn't want to commit to anything before talking with her neighbor. It needs to be fully remodeled. This was on our foreclosure list too. I have ARV at like 200 and then max being like 75. It's probably a bigger. I know it's only 1,100 square feet, so I could probably come up a little higher than that, to be honest. Maybe not. What did I say? 70? 75? Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. Probably like 85. You know, I'm cutting into the assignment fee at that point. Wow. Breaking the neck over here.
Leave a message.
Let it breathe. I'll hit a double tap real quick.
Leave a message.
All right. All right, Maria. Okay, Maria. All right. Double tapped. No answer. Staying on her though. Calling her at least once more before the end of the week, if not a few more times. This guy, Victor Ramos. This gentleman. I wonder how long I've been talking to this guy. He says the same thing every time. Been talking with him since August 2021. I didn't realize it was that long. And he was talking about putting them on a formal notice. And then he was like, "Yeah, I just need a chance to speak with the tenants, put them on a formal notice." And I was like, "All right, cool." Now he says the same thing. I mean, I've been able to understand now. It's like a family friend of his, and the tenants who live in there have like disabilities. So he wants to do right by them. He doesn't want to like evict them, but he started to run into a situation where the tenants started having trouble paying rent. Um, the place is falling into, what's the word I'm looking for? It's becoming distressed, physically. The property itself is deteriorating. So he knows that as the days go by, he's going to be able to get less and less for the property. Like he says these things to me, but at the same time, he just like his heart is too big and he can't put his foot down and get the tenants out because he feels bad. Essentially, in a nutshell, he feels bad, so he doesn't want to do what's necessary. Um, Instead, he'd much rather just brush it under the rug and um, deal with it. Who knows when it's too late? You know what I mean? Um, He's giving them until the first of the year. He said that back in December, and then reconnected on the 4th. Hasn't done anything since the holidays. He's having an appointment with the guy that lives there, though, upcoming week to let him know that he will sell it. Either that he finds a place or whoever buys it helps him. So they call him middle of next week. No answer. Called him 3 times in the middle of next week. I'm gonna get him on the phone right now, though, and I'm gonna be like, Victor, what the hell's going on, my guy? Or not. Or I cannot call this number. Stupid app, man. I'm sure there's like something in here that I'm not understanding or something. You know what I mean? Something's going on because it just doesn't make much sense to me at all. Let me try doing this real quick. See if this prompts me to do something else. Creating an account. It would make sense that I would need one of those in order to use the app. I would imagine. See if that does anything. We just sent you an email. Validate it. All right. How's everybody doing though? Q, you still in here? You still gosh, it's been a while since I've connected with everybody. I know you used to be in here when I was pretty regularly streaming. Remind me though, if anybody's in here, remind me where you guys do business and if you're doing business. Authenticate your email address. Welcome. Confirm email. Email validation. Thank you. Your email has been validated. All right. Error. You cannot call this. I mean, it's There we go. You cannot call some of this time. Can I use my phone number to receive everything? Our carriers have some spam detection systems in place that would prevent too many one-sided outgoing calls or texts. So it completely defeats the purpose. If you have made too many calls to a specific number within a short period of time that goes unanswered, it may be caught by the spam detection systems. Kindly avoid spam calling a number, as it may result in your number being permanently disabled by the carrier. To resolve this message, kindly wait 12 to 14 hours before making the call again. So it's like useless, this app, if I can't call more than 5 people. That's silly. Oh well, let me hop over to another app. Dumb, man. Victor Ramos. All right. Well, his name's still on title. If I don't buy this guy's property, I'll actually freak out. If I don't contract, if I don't get this property under contract, rather, because I truly don't have any interest in buying it. But I know it'll be an attractive one here. Actually, it may be in a flood zone, to be quite honest. Is I just sense of attachment to this guy. It is in a flood zone though, 500-year floodplain. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to do with this guy. Like, I know he works, but seem to have called him at like all times of the day. Probably just ignores the phone calls. To be honest, it was like that even before. I'll get a hold of him like 1 out of every 10 times I call. All right. For sale by owner sign in the yard. Gotten a few offers, but they're firm with the 170 for now. Not open to seller finance since they want it to be done with. Agreed for me to follow up in January or February. This was the end of last year. I have MAO being like 85. They want 170. ARVs around 220. I comped this about a month ago. Don't really think that it's changed much since then. Full rehab. Moving out of the city, not sure where to, and they need the funds in order to move. So it's not obviously not the best case scenario, but again, somebody maybe that just needs to be educated a bit and receive a bunch of offer where they don't want to be with it.
You've reached the voicemail for Ken Sony at 713.
Yep. Batch estimate 238. So even if I was slightly off on I don't really take batches estimates as Bible, to be honest. They always seem to be inflated to some degree. Double tap this guy though. Oh. All right. Nothing there. Some of these I'm just pushing out a couple hours. All right. This is for Bobby. Seems like she does have some interest. Daughter lives there and doesn't plan on moving. Said her daughter's trying to fix it up. Daughter lives in the property, has some property near Livingston. It's probably about 9 acres. She's taking down my number to tell her daughter to call me so we can discuss it with her. If I don't hear from the daughter, I'll follow up asking to get her number instead. But either way, it sounds like she'll actually give her that. She said she's giving her daughter my number. Seems like she forgot. Called her a couple times the other day, no answer. Try her again right now. No answer. For all I know, the number that I'm calling off of now could be spam, to be quite honest. Um, Francisco won't be ready until the beginning of next year, like February, March. Just some land here. I'm going to try calling off of the first app that I was using. Nope. I wonder if it's going to like make me get a new phone number. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Did that not work right there? United States, Texas, 346. Let's get that one down the way. Your credits. Okay, perfect. I don't need any more credits. Let's restart the app, see what it's talking about. Nope. All right. Whatever. I'm over it, man. Just gotta hope that this number isn't spam. Said maybe in the future. Doesn't know quite when because he's not ready. Well, let's give him a call real quick. Either disqualify the guy because he's not really serious, or pre-qualify him and get some more information.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail.
I guess I'm not surprised that these people aren't answering, though. You know, like I can't expect everybody to pick the phone, especially these type of leads. First and only time we ever talked to the guy was back in November. Haven't talked to him since. So like, can't expect this guy to be picking up the phone and having a really good conversation with him.
Sorry, the person you are trying to
Wayne. Wife didn't want to sell. They couldn't find a place to move. I proposed setting them up with a realtor. Said his wife has already had a few realtors looking for some places for them. Said they would probably be pulling the trigger on something within the next 2 to 3 weeks. This was mid-October. Tried to transition, learn about the property, and trying to propose, like coming to an agreement now so that we don't end up sitting on a vacant property, or he doesn't rather end up sitting on a vacant property. He said he discussed it with his wife, told me to call the following morning. I called the following morning and he didn't answer. Called the next day, no answer. Called the next day, he said call in another 2 weeks. Called in 2 weeks, still hasn't found a house yet. Said call in another few weeks. Called in a couple of weeks, no answer, no answer. Connected with him about a month ago, still hasn't found a place. Realtor didn't find anything for him. He wants to stay close. I proposed getting my realtor involved. Said he wanted to talk with his wife. Asked for a call back the following day. No answer, no answer, no answer, no answer, no answer. They're getting the money together. They almost have enough saved up. Still haven't found a house yet, though. He said to call next week or the week after. and that's right now. So let's see what he's talking about. You know, this is the type. There's no motivation here. To be honest, just kind of like interested in it. What's going on, Daniel? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this number spam. This is the. I mean, I guess not. Jumping to conclusions one way or the other, but seems like the type of guy to answer the phone. Gonna have to test these. Test these tomorrow. All right. Shoot, this has been an eventful live stream right here. I'll tell you what. All right, her son and daughter-in-law live in the property at the moment. Recently told her he plans on moving out of state. Not sure when though. Her son and daughter-in-law live in the property at the moment. He recently told her he plans on moving out of state, but not sure when. Gave me permission to follow up every 2 months. It's been longer than 2 months. So let's see what's going on. Hey, Carla? Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh, for sure, Carla. She just straight hung up on me. I'm gonna have to get her back real quick. Believe we were disconnected.
Hello?
Hey, Carla, sorry I lost you there. Can you hear me?
I figured it was like, cell call or something instead of chat.
Since it was what now?
A cell call?
Oh. Well, I'm not selling anything. I'll tell you what, I'm calling. It looks like you've been going back and forth with my partner, Jared, a little bit about your place over on Cheshire Lane. Just wanted to connect with you and seeing if you still had any interest. Okay.
I still have got my kid in there. Don't know what to do.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the notes here.
A great job, and if it weren't for them, hey, you want to go take them off? I can sell.
Yeah. And those are the family members living in the property, you're saying?
They are.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the notes. It looked like they might have had plans to move, but it was kind of up in the air.
Because I thought if I threatened to take his credit card away, he would not support that household and this household.
Gotcha.
And I thought if I threatened to take credit card away, he would get a job maybe,
Uh-huh.
since he's only 40. But that didn't happen. So
Mm.
yep,
Okay.
still stuck with it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I say this all the time, but we're in no business of kicking anybody on the street, and we always want to make sure that the tenants, especially if it's family, are well taken care of. Have you explored the option of possibly selling it with them in place?
Well, if he didn't have so much stuff in the house, if he had stuff in the house that was
Mm-hmm.
adequate for the size of the house,
Mm-hmm.
I could put stuff in storage and put him somewhere else. But he has. Have you ever watched the show Hoarders?
I have.
Okay. So he has a friend that decided to give him all kinds of guns, rifles, all that. So we have one bedroom that's completely full of that stuff.
Okay.
And the guy's old and he wants to sell it and blah, 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 blah. But right now they have, my son and my granddaughter are sharing a bedroom.
Okay.
The dog has one bedroom, which only amounts all completely full. So I'm really, I am, I wish,
Yeah.
I would like,
Yeah.
but I can't. I mean,
Yeah.
granddaughter, son, and grandpuppy.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
can't take grandpuppy here. If I could take dog here, it'd be a different story. But he's dog and cat aggressor. I've got 4 cats, 2 dogs.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of stuck. I had a wish list, and I was hoping in 6 months I was going to be able to get him out
Mm-hmm.
just by threatening to take away. But
Cut them off. Yeah.
my truck. I mean, it
Yeah. Yeah.
is.
I hear you.
Help.
Yeah.
You don't have an ID. I mean,
Yeah. 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 I hear you. And this, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And my question was going to be, if everything went according to plan, with your items on the wish list there, you know, would you have somewhere in mind that he'd be able to go once he moved out of the property, or is that up in the air as well?
I have nothing at this point.
Yeah.
He's got in that small, 1,200 square foot house.
Hmm.
I live in a 28 or no, 1900 square foot house. He could put everything in here, and I would still have to get storage.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I'm actually housing stuff with this.
Right.
A motorcycle here. He's got a motorcycle in the living room there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
I
And
tried to go and go to the dumpster because his 16 girlfriend of 16 years had 2 kids together. Left him, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And so I went into the back room and I said, we got to get rid of this stuff. And it's a lot of the baby stuff, the little one that I was really attached to. And I said, we got to throw this stuff away. And him and I both were in tears. But we went to the dump with 1 truckload.
hmm
But it would take 20 truckloads.
yeah.
To
Yeah.
get rid of the stuff that needs to be gotten rid of. And I can't do it. I mean,
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
man, take the family out, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said what now? If we wanted to do what? Go for it?
Yeah, the hitman wants to take family out.
Oh no.
Go for it.
we would we wouldn't go that far.
Support adult children. And
Well, I'll tell
insane at this point.
you,
Insane.
I know you're joking, and I am joking as well in saying that we wouldn't go that far. But I'll tell you what, this isn't something that's foreign to us. In fact, we're looking to close on one by the hopefully next week here, where we had dealt with a very similar situation. The aunt had owned the property, and the nephew overstayed his welcome, to put it politely. and we had assisted her in evicting him. He had a place to go to his sister's up north. He just kind of refused to go, and that's why I ask. Yeah,
Yeah, so the answer uncles or anybody else taking none. Let's see what else. My ex-husband and I bought the house in 1987. Should have been paid off, but I refinanced when I married my new husband. He wanted to start a business,
hmm,
and I took equity out and I refinanced it in 2004 or 5 for another 30 years, so I could help my husband at the time. And I just keep helping and helping and helping, and I just keep getting screwed.
yeah,
I'm telling you, oh my gosh, if I could just let you go to the house and walk through and see, you would understand. There's no answer.
yeah. No, I gotcha.
Unless I had a huge piece of property and a huge storage building, like, I don't know, 10,000 square feet, because he's got stuff in the attic. He's got my shed. That shed was built when Harvey hit.
Hmm.
It's completely full. The backyard's completely full. I mean, it's like, Sanford and Son, the old man that collected all this crap.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah, yeah. I hear you, and
I get calls all the time trying to buy it. Some people want to come see it, and I'm like, it's a tear down. He's punched holes in every wall.
right.
Stuff out. There's no doors inside of the house. I mean, it is.
Yeah, no point in going to see it.
Tear down. If
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
wants to buy it, you're going to tear it down like they do all these other 1950s homes.
Hmm.
Tear it down, strip it down, build a new house, but I have to have a place
To relocate.
for them.
Right, right. And let me.
Until he gets rid of some of this stuff.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Manageable to
Right.
move somewhere. I have no place for it to be manageable.
Right.
I mean, he's got too much stuff here in my house that I live in now. That's my husband's house that I moved into.
Uh-huh.
And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. But I've got his youngest daughter. She has 2 bedrooms upstairs. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've gotten rid of stuff up there, but I still have stuff I don't know what to do with because I need his. And maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know.
No.
Here's what it is. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place at this point.
And I got you. And you know what? I hear everything that you're saying, and I can appreciate everything you're saying as well. It does sound like it's time for somebody to help you out. It does sound like you've clearly been helping everybody, especially your family. So, if there's anything that I mean, my main question, I guess, would be is how much of an attachment to the belongings are there? Because I'm sure you've heard it time and time again from all these people who are calling you. But one of the main perks of selling it for cash in its kind of as is condition is that you don't have to worry about that stuff. You take what you want and you leave what you don't. Right.
And his middle estate, the stuff I got rid of, he was falling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Animals. Stuff that, by the time we could see her again because her mother cut the whole family off.
Mm.
So she left when she was 7. She's going to be 10 in April. We can't talk to her. We can't. I bought her a phone. Her mother sold it. Didn't let her have it, and I just paid it off because it took 2 years. Got her a bicycle. They refused it. I mean, so it's real hard for him. This is the house that he grew up in.
Got it.
He was born in 84. We bought the house in 87.
Got it.
And it's,
Yes, there's that sentimental attachment there, and I can understand that, and I can get with that. Yeah. So,
and he's got stuff in there that, like I told him, Jones and Sons. We're going to take him to him.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to load up the truck and we're going to take him to his house. Well, he can't have him at his house. He had him in a storage. I said, well, then you call Tom Jones and tell him they're going back to storage because we aren't a free storage company.
Right.
Well, I can't do that. Okay, well, I don't have John Jones' phone number.
Yeah.
Or else I could call John Jones and I could say, this ship's out.
Yeah.
And then we clear that out. We can pull stuff down from the attic and we can figure out what we're going to do with stuff, but I can't do it because.
Yeah. It's you know what? And I don't want to, and I'm sorry if I did call you and stir up these, feelings and emotions. And I can understand where you're coming from. Like I said, and I say this only to reassure you, this is not the first time I've heard something very similar, and that's really what I'm trying to do is insert one more time. Right. But it's family.
Especially when, I paid $49.99 for the house. My ex-husband and I did $49.99
Uh-huh.
is what we paid for the house
Yeah.
when we moved in 1987. And now the dirt is worth over $300,000.
Right.
So it's not like you can dispute the tax increase.
Right.
My dirt's not worth my
Yeah. Exactly.
You can't dispute dirt.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's what they tell you.
More
Of course.
taxes
Yeah.
because my house is only worth, as far as my appraisal goes, $14,000.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, $14,000
The values in the land.
and the value of the land.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. This is kind of how I see it and what I will propose, and you tell me if it seems like something that you'd be up for or interested in. The way that I see it, it's gonna have to be taken in kind of bite-sized pieces. Like you kind of mentioned, it's clearing one room and then filling that room with, the stuff from the attic, and then clearing the next room, and it's not all gonna happen overnight. And I think you've come to that realization. And what I would propose is, if there's anything that I can do, and I'll start brainstorming on my end. The only thing that I can think of is getting him connected with a realtor of ours in order to help locate a new place to go to. And then, the issue still remains. One more time. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
He got arrested when he had a Maryland driver's license. They took that from him, and he had no Texas driver's license.
Okay.
So then he's afraid to stay where he lives and get a new ID, or I got his copy of his birth certificate. I mean, I've done everything I can, and then after I did everything, he says, well, I'm going to have to put my address because I have to have a bill in my name to get any of this. And I don't want the law to know where I am. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just like his daughter, she's, I don't know, 17, and she could get a job. So I finally applied to get her another birth certificate so she can get a job.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to either because Dad shows her all the tech do is Nana will pay for it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's
$88,000 a year, and half of it goes, at least half of it goes to them.
Yeah.
So you really only make $40,000
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
So I struggle.
Yeah.
And
No.
my hope last year was I'm going to threaten to take the credit card away. If I do that, maybe he'll get a job. Maybe he'll do something. Maybe they will do something.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Yeah. And this may come across as a personal question, but I'm just curious. Have you actually gone to the extent of cutting them off financially?
No, I threaten.
Yeah.
What do you do?
No, exactly.
Mentally, I really think mentally, I don't know what would happen to him.
Right.
I think he would probably shoot the dog, and I'm an animal lover. I've got 2 dogs, 4 cats.
Yeah.
And I foster dogs. Pit bull.
Mm.
So he's not going to live much longer, I guess, but I pay for his heartworm preventative. I pay for his food.
Yeah, very
I pay
good.
for his refills. I pay for everything. If you can imagine.
Hey, you know what?
2 adults,
Yeah.
dogs in a house, and all bills paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food, light bill. Oh, I don't pay the gas or the water until they get where the water is going to be cut off. I don't care about the gas. They can take those showers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll pay the water, and I pay the electric every month.
Mm.
So I don't know how many people you run into like me.
Yeah.
My husband would love to talk to you and
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's been done with this for years.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, the story that you're telling me is almost like exact of the situation that we're dealing with the other gentleman. We had gotten to the point where we brought him to court for the eviction process. Again, this is a different story because he had somewhere to go. But just to paint a picture, it took until the sheriff knocked on the door and served the notice for him to say, okay, they mean business. We'll get going. And we did everything we could for him. We rented him a U-Haul. We put some money in his pocket. Knowing that it's not easy to transition to a new place. Yeah, yeah.
Even when they were after somebody that was living there.
Right.
If anybody shows up and knocks on that door and he got known, the door doesn't get open.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's,
Yeah, yeah.
He's had several cop cars out front.
Yeah.
They call me, and I'm trying to call them. They are after Alex right now. If you go out, you're not going to be arrested because he had a bench warrant against him. He's like, that's not the way it is. They're going to have me step out, and I'm going to be arrested because of the bench warrant because he didn't show up to court.
Mm-hmm.
John, they're telling me they're not going to arrest you. You just have to talk to them.
Right.
So calling me because I'm the owner of the house, right? And come to find out, they only wanted Alex. And that was my husband's son.
Uh-huh.
He's in jail now and been there for a while, and he'll stay there. But it's so different from my life.
Yeah, yeah.
So different.
Yeah, it's a tangle. Family is difficult. And I won't try to,
Especially when you share like I do.
Exactly.
People that say, "Screw you," and I've been told many
Right.
times by coworkers, you need to cut him off.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you cut him off, he'll do something. Well, she has nothing. She doesn't even have ID. She needs mental health. If she
Right.
gets ID, he can get mental health
Right.
or help. But he can't because he's nobody right now. I mean, illegals coming across the border probably get more than he does.
Yeah, yeah. He's off the grid.
Because he is nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is nothing.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah. So this let me ask if this is all right with you, because I hear what you're saying, and I you know what? I tend to agree with you. I mean, I am a lover myself, and I completely understand where you're coming from, that specifically as well that the best bet to do, or the best, course of action to take probably would be the recommendations that you're receiving, right? Cut him off, evict him, kick him out, but he's family. So, I'm never going to be one to recommend to somebody to do that to family. So what I'd love to do is, if there's anything that I can help out with, you let me know. And if it's all right with you, I'd love to just kind of stay in contact with you, revisit the conversation every so often, check in, see how you're doing, seeing, what type of progress has been made, if any. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. May make things a little easier, huh?
So 39, almost 39-year-old man, and just take the dog, shoot the dog.
No, the dogs are going to you.
Oh, I can't.
Oh yeah, no space.
To my dog.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
If I could take him, he'd be here.
Yeah, yeah,
And it would be much easier. Really, in my eyes, it would be much easier because dogs don't choose where they land.
yeah. That's right.
People choose. Dogs, pets don't.
Yeah.
Pets really don't.
No, that's right.
Soft the way he is. And he used to get along with dogs and cats when he was chained with a choker chain in West Virginia. And he had cats around him and dogs around him, and he couldn't do anything because he couldn't move because he's pit bull. You got to put this big chain on him. And
Yeah.
that's what they did. And then he moved down here and he realized what being a member of his family was, and he had 4 kids. And J.C. Penney's asked if they could share the picture of the 4 grandkids with his dog because of what a great picture it was.
Oh, okay.
He's just a wonderful dog.
Yeah.
But with people and kids, he's fantastic. But he's killed 2 dogs so far.
Oh no.
And I bring him here, I'll be minus 4 cats. And,
Yeah, yeah. So that's a no-no.
you know, 5, 6 years before him, so I can't do that.
All right.
I'm not going to build a kennel outside and put a dog out in the heat in the summertime.
Yeah.
That's not me. So,
All right.
that's where I'm at.
For now, until we come up with a solution for you. Yeah, yeah. That sounds good.
I don't think anybody has a solution unless they know it, man. That's my only solution.
Time will tell. Time will tell. You know what? The more the conversation goes on, the more I'm starting to think that you're not joking. Yeah, for now. But I'll tell you what. All right. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Too much of a giving person.
Yeah. I hear that. I hear that.
Say what I need to. So
Yeah.
my husband keeps me around. We've only been together since 2002.
Oh, very good.
So
Yeah, very good. Well, yeah.
And I really thought, I don't know who you're with because I have so many people. You have no idea
Yeah.
how many people call me to buy this property.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet.
It's a gold mine. It is.
Right. And I appreciate you taking the call. To be quite honest, I know, especially when people get inundated with these phone calls, they just tend to ignore them. So not only do I appreciate you taking the phone call, but I appreciate you giving me the time.
And there was a pause. Anytime I answer the phone and I say hello and nobody says anything, I hang up.
Right.
Because that's like a robocall.
Right. Right. Right.
But that's something to be said for you, so you know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate the feedback. Well,
I think somebody calling about something important, and I say hello, they'll say, "Hey, Carla." Pause, quick.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Carla. Well, I appreciate you taking the call again. I'll be rounding back with you. I just want to be able to check in. Like I said, if anything, just to check in on you. I enjoyed having this conversation, and I look forward to kind of speaking with you again and seeing where things go. All right, will do. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye now. Oh, what weird conversation right there. I don't know how much of you guys could hear of that, but son lives in the property. I'm gonna talk out loud as I take notes in here. Let me check my emails real quick. Make sure I didn't get an email from. Didn't get a few. All right. Sheesh, what a talker. Oh yeah, she went on forever. All right, I'm gonna type in the notes. Stay connected with seller. Son lives in the property with other people. It sounds like he's a hoarder. Has an attachment to all of the stuff. I mean, that's like it's straight out of the show. I don't know if anybody's watched Hoarders, but it's like when it's a condition, right? They're not just like piling up stuff. It's like they pile up stuff because they like, mentally can't disconnect from it, if that makes any sense. Like, and it could be like a plastic water bottle on the stack of 3,000 other plastic water bottles, and they have a problem with like throwing that one plastic water bottle away. Um, that's like what the show represents, at least the Hoarder's show. But that's what it sounded like with him. It's like she's saying that they just recently cleared out some stuff, but even then, it was like he was like breaking out into tears because of the connection that he, apparently has with these items. Um, all the stuff. So it's hard to throw anything away. It's kind of frustrating. I think this is one where, well, let me finish my note. I always do this and I lose my train of thought. Has attachments, all this stuff, so it's hard to throw anything away. Has a few dogs that live in the property as well. Few dogs live in the property as well. Carla is very fed up with everything as she supports her family and her son's family financially. Son refuses to get a job, has no ID, off the grid, paranoid about law. I'm only laughing because of how ridiculous this sounds. I'm like very seriously typing this note, but that's what she's saying. Like, so, just like again with all this type of stuff, there's a mental conditions going on here. It's not just he's like has an attachment to this stuff. It's like he probably has like paranoia, probably like a small sense of like schizophrenia, to be quite honest. OCD, anxiety, I'm sure, with all of the hoarding. And like another thing, and I don't mean to like categorize these people or like speak for them, but I've watched the show enough to know, like, again, not only is it like the one plastic water bottle, but it's like that one plastic water bottle is the one that goes all the way on top of the stack. Like, if that is in any other place, like, I'll know. And they'll know that shit. Like, did you move that water bottle and put it at the bottom? It's like, how the hell? Paranoid about law. Carla is too much of a sweetheart to put her foot down. She has threatened to cut him off financially, but has never actually done it. I don't know if you caught that. I was like, hey, this may get a little personal, but I'm curious. You've said a few times that you've threatened to cut him off. Have you ever actually done it? And she was like, no. Like, like kind of in a response as if like I know I should, but I can't. Like, no, I haven't cut him off. Threatened to cut him off financially, but has never actually done it. She knows this is truly the only route to take. Cut him off, comma, evict him, comma, throw all of the junk away. She has no attachment to the belongings. She knows the property is in poor shape and knows the value is in the land. She is getting taxed at $300K plus, but the home itself is appraised for like 15K. So like, which makes sense. The like when it gets appraised or like tax assessed, you'll see like land value and then improvement value, things on the land, which more often than not is just the single family house on the land. And that's all that's going on here. Or maybe she said she had a shed or whatever. I don't think that's really getting considered. But when it's being assessed for tax purposes, they're saying we're really taxing you on the land, which is worth 300,000. The improvement, the home itself is only getting taxed at like 15 grand. Um, can't think of anything else. She's just caught in a rough spot. Doesn't know how to handle the son. Knows she should take the difficult route of cutting him off, but knows that he is mentally unstable. So the loving mother in her doesn't want to do that. I'll say, yeah, doesn't want to do that. Derek received permission to follow up every so often. To check in. Carla continued making jokes about Derek hiring a hitman to solve her problems. Oops. Carla is an animal lover. She has multiple dogs and cats, and also fosters animals as well. Just a little note, again, any little piece of info where I can, spark that up next phone call. Not like I need to win her trust, to be quite honest. I feel like I had the best conversation with her out of anybody that's ever called. I bet that, to be quite honest. I think a lot of people would hear that and not want to deal with it. Shoo her off the phone. I gave her space to talk. I would probably have even done that a lot more often than not. Is like say like, okay, like thanks, gotta go, But I gave her that space to kind of vent about it, and I personally think the only way this is gonna happen if she doesn't put her foot down and do what needs to be done, which is do research, figure out some places where he can go, and maybe live cheap. And it's not. That's the thing is like it's a full lifestyle shift, and she's just pretty sure that he's never gonna make it. So she knows if she kicks him out of this property, he's gonna go homeless and probably die. It may sound morbid, but that's probably where her head's at. She's already talking about killing the guy. I hopefully this doesn't get this thing removed. I'm only relaying. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just relaying what she's saying. That's where her head's at right now. Is like I don't even want to deal with this. Like, but she doesn't want to be the one. She doesn't want to feel that guilt. If she does what needs to be done, cuts him off, kicks him out, throws all his shit away, she doesn't want to. And then heaven forbid something does happen to him, she would have to live with that guilt. And I think that's kind of where her head's at. So I think if she doesn't do all of that, the only other way, sad to say, is something has to happen to him. She's talking about him dodging the law, not getting IDs, skipping court, all this other type stuff, bench warrants. So I hate to say it, but I think that's the only other route in order for something to get done with the house. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking just the real estate aspect of it. I don't want to get too personal with like their family dealings, but I had that thought when I was on the phone with her. I was just thinking to myself, like, well, I guess we just have to wait until he either gets arrested or something happens to him. Like, God, I hate to say that too, but it's kind of a matter of time. It sounds like with the way he's living his life. And she's like motivated as all hell, just not motivated enough. Motivated enough to do something crazy, but not motivated enough to do it herself and live with the guilt if something happens. Um, she says she has coworkers, you know, in, in her telling her that sounds like the guy has a credit card in his name that she pays. I mean, there's support them, but a completely other thing to like. Sounds like he has an unlimited allowance, unlimited budget. Like, it's one thing to like kick him a couple $100 or let him live in the property for free, but the fact that it sounds like she's paying for their groceries, paying for their gas, paying for their credit card, like lady, we got to at least start taking steps in the right direction. You know what I mean? But I'll call her in like 3 months. Well, that was a cool one to end it on, I guess. What a trip, though. She was saying some pretty funky things. But appreciate you guys. I know it was a little slow in the beginning, but I hit my 11 follow-up contacts that I wanted to. I'm gonna go ahead and push. I'm in my new planner here. I'm just trying to stay on top of stuff. So yeah, appreciate you guys. I am going to all right. Appreciate you guys for hopping on here. Do me a favor before you leave, if you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Just trying to bring people into my mix. You know what I mean? I really don't have any goals or aspirations when it comes to YouTube here nowadays. I think maybe before I did, and that's why I walked away from it. It just doesn't feel right. I'm not trying to come on here and be like an educator. I'm really just trying to hold myself accountable uh, and share my journey. That was really what it was. And I always say this when I think about it, but the fact that I had the thought, I started YouTube, and then I got my first deal like a couple weeks later, and I was able to document a majority of that process on my channel here. So if that's something that is interesting to you, go find that playlist. I think I titled it like my first wholesale deal or something like that. And there's some conversations on there. A lot of them are like with the daughter, the tenant, um, maybe my JV partner on that one, my buyer. I think I don't think I got that one phone call that I actually locked the deal up, but there's a lot of other phone calls that I put in there with the seller only because it was unexpected. I think like he called me or I called him back or something like that, and I wasn't like on live stream when it happened. But yeah, that's always been the kind of the intention here. So that's why I talk about really bringing people into the mix, like into the Discord. To be quite honest, I just want the accountability aspect of it to be there, and because I know people hop on here and they watch me who are just thinking about jumping in for the first time, maybe just locked up their first contract, just did their first deal, or maybe they've done a bunch of deals and they come on my channel and say to themselves, "Oh, this scrub," which I don't mind either. But you know what I mean? If any of those people, whether you're calling me a scrub or you're seeing what I'm doing and are interested in trying it yourself, I want all those people to be in the same conversation, and just be willing to help each other out. So if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, do me a favor, leave a comments for everybody to see. I sound like a high school teacher, you know what I mean? Raise your hand and ask a question because other people are going to have that question. But also check out the links in the description. I got my Instagram down there if you want to connect, begin a little bit more active on there. And the Discord group that I'm referring to is down there as well. If the link doesn't work, shoot me a DM on Instagram or leave a comment here so that I know to change it. It should be okay though. And Q, I appreciate you for hopping in there. I'm gonna get in here right now, shoot you a little welcome wave to say hi. Hope you brought pizza, is what it says. Q. Appreciate you jumping in there. I look forward to connecting with you, learning about your wholesaling journey and kind of what market you're in, and see if we may be able to make some shaky future deal. Appreciate everybody again. Until the next one. Peace.